Blackout the system. Blackout the system.
I'm calling all 340 million United States citizens to action. It's time for a blackout.
For those of y'all who don't know, Blackout the System is on September 17th. That means no going to work for your corporate boss, no buying food from Taco Bell. That means you get your groceries 2 days before and you just take a day off. You just chill, because that is going to show them that we have the power. So make it happen. For the love of God, this is our chance to all work together to make something happen. Please. Black out the system.
September the 16th, Mexican Independence Day. September the 17th, Constitution Day. September the 18th, International Equal Pay Day. September the 19th, National POW MIA Recognition Day for those who are prisoners of war and missing in action. And September the 20th, World Cleanup Day. Listen, the first wave of Black Out the System is very, very significant.
No one knows how to black out the system like Black people. And if you don't agree, go ask Walmart and Target. Ladies and gentlemen, the national blackout, I tell you, first things first, Maga must have pissed off every American so bad that even white people were joining in. See, every time I see something that is considered something Black people would do, every time I see white people joining hands with Black people, I know for sure Maga is done effing around and they are about to find out. Because I never seen white people so mad and so eager to join Black people for the blackout the system. It's simple. Do not inject your black dollar or your white dollar in the economy. You black out the system. People are sick and tired of what DJT is doing to the United States. Now it's no longer even about Mexicans. It's no longer about Blacks. Every American who is poor. And it looks like they are waking up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you joining Blackout the system or not?
I don't think we need that many people. If you look at things like the Million Man March or even the Montgomery bus boycotts that only had 50,000 people, it doesn't take all of the people in the U.S. to make a stand in order to get things done here. So if we can come together and decide on September 17th, on the National Constitution's Day, to make a stand in solidarity with each other that we do not like the way our country is going. 100 million people has to be able to do even more than the Million Man March could do.
September the 16th, Mexican Independence Day. September the 17th, Constitution Day. September the 18th, International Equal Pay Day. September the 19th, National POW MIA Recognition Day for those who are prisoners of war and missing in action. And September the 20th, World Cleanup Day. Listen, the first wave of Black Out the System is very, very significant. Each one of those days represents something very special to the people here and abroad. This is not only symbolic, it is practical. It has real world impact. We're standing together with our Mexican, Hispanic, Latina, and Chicana brothers and sisters. Our Constitution has been violated and trampled on, and we're pushing back. The greed of this government and all of the corporations oppressing people in this nation. We're coming for you. For all those who serve for the freedoms and liberties that we have right here in these United States. And this is not just a national movement. It's a worldwide movement. We're here to clean up systems of white supremacy, Zionism, oppression, systems filled with lies, hate, and corruption, systems that do not represent the people. We're blacking them out, but it's going to take unity. You, me, and everyone else we can get on board. And it's going to take action. Everything counts. There is no small act. Speak up, be loud, be passionate and compassionate, because this affects not only us, but so many people across the world.
Have you all seen Rosie O'Donnell's latest post? If you follow her, you know she lives in Dublin now. She got the hell out of the United States. She couldn't take it anymore. And she has the money, the means. She was able to do it. She made a post this morning. Everyone should go and look at it. Just a few simple words. And it got me thinking, what would happen if we all collectively decided to skip Christmas this year? Now we're going to put more stress on us. We're going to max out our credit cards or put more money on our credit cards. Maybe we're trying to pay our credit cards off. And now here comes the holiday. And what are you going to do? You're going to steal from Peter to pay Paul to have Christmas, to keep up with the Joneses? But what if the Joneses weren't having Christmas? If it was nobody to keep up with and nobody to compete with, and you were just celebrating Christmas by yourself, how would that change that? If your family came to you and they said, look, we're not doing Christmas this year. We're not buying gifts. We're not exchanging gifts. We're just going to order out and have a nice family meal. Would you be disappointed that you weren't getting any gifts? Or would you be relieved that you didn't have to buy them gifts? Because I know personally, I would be relieved if everyone that I knew in my family circle, in my community that we buy gifts for, if we all collectively said, we're just not going to do it this year. We're going to just have a nice family dinner, have some laughs, maybe play some board games, and then everyone goes home. We're going to give more money to Jeff Bezos, more money to Amazon, and these delivery drivers that are working, 20-hour days to make sure we get our packages on time. And we're buying goods and services from other places. We're not buying American-made goods, a lot of us. I know personally, half the crap that I buy on Amazon is not made here in the United States. The meaning has been lost. It's been lost in consumerism and financial debt and irresponsibility. I'm guilty of it too. When my kids were young, I had many Christmases where I would just put it on a credit card. Oh, my kid wanted the Thomas the Train, the Thomas the Train set with the table, and I couldn't afford it. Just put it on a credit card. I probably didn't pay that off for 3 years. So many of us come on here saying that the world is fucked and that we're all hurting and that there's things we can't pay and medical debt and things, just the day-to-day stuff. We can't leave our house for under $100. But none of us are doing anything.
Blackout the system. I repeat, blackout the system. Have you heard of this? September 17th, they're really trying to make this a real deal. Please let me explain what this is. That means no spending any money at all. No work, no economic transactions whatsoever. And so this blow they're planning for would be historic, right? So even though it's just 24 hours, let me break this down to you. So our U.S. daily GDP, right? That's gross domestic product. That's about $28 trillion a year. Divide that by 365, you get about $76.7 billion a day in total economic output. So if half the country froze activity for one day, you're talking about $38 billion in GDP, which would be disrupted in just one day. So retail and customer spending. So customer spending accounts are about 68%, right? So that's $52 billion in one day. Now, if half the population spent $0, that means $26 billion would be lost. Retail, dining, travel, fuel, online sales, and all that in just a 24-hour period. So wages and labor output. U.S. total payroll is about $12 trillion a year or $33 billion a day. So having the workforce for one day stop, you're talking about $16 to $17 billion in lost labor, right? So some sectors would catch up later. Others like restaurants, delivery, live events, they would lose it permanently. So stock market and investor, right? The sentiment there. Markets could drop 1 to 3% in a single day from panic headlines, right? That would trading would slow down, which would mean $400 to $1,200 billion in paper value money temporarily wiped out from the market. So there would be a ripple effect. Logistics, the shipping would be backlogged up to 3 to 4 days from this one instance, right? Perishable goods, grocery, restaurant, supply chains would take permanent losses from wasted product, and travel industry, airlines, hotels, ride services would lose tens of millions of dollars. So what's the bottom line? Even one day, if half the country stopped, that means that they would potentially disrupt $38 to $43 billion in gross domestic product and $400+ billion in market value swings, okay? So check this out. I broke it down. What if 5%? What if 5% of the U.S. took part in this, right? So what that means is there will be lost economic activity around $3.8 billion in goods and services for one day. Lost shipping and spending, around $2.6 billion in sales, stores, restaurants, gas stations. Lost wages and work output, talking about $1.6 billion in daily work, and the stock market would probably be hit for around $200 billion. And then from there, I also did 10%, and I just told you the 50% rough estimate, right? So that's what would happen if 5% participated in this national blackout the system day, September 17th. Now, right now, ideally, it sounds like it's still relative to the grassroots movement. But even the likes of Rosie O'Donnell has got on TikTok and saying, blackout the system, blackout the system. And so they're trying to stick it to the man, right? They're trying to get the government to feel the effects of what the people are experiencing. And this is what they're trying to do. They feel that if this is a way for the whole country to do a viable, peaceful protest and show exactly their disdain and how much they don't like what's happening. Amen. So that's blackout the system. If you see if you hear about it, that's exactly what that whole inference is suggesting that they do, and that would be the ripple effect.
Have you guys heard about the planned protest that's going to be happening September 16th through the 20th? If you haven't heard about it, it is called Blackout the System. They are talking about joining everybody within the United States, and it's called We the People. They're not talking about race. They're not talking about gender. They're not talking about any political party. They want to gather everybody into this new We the People. Listen, this is what they want you to do in that days between September 16th through the 20th. So as part of the protest, they want you to do this nationwide, to not go to work for 5 days, no purchases, no deliveries, no gas, no restaurants, no traveling, no projects, no events, no backing out. They want to hit the government where it hurts most, in the financial sector. Now, the people are promoting this is basing it on the Constitutional Day, okay, which is December 17th, 1787, when our founding fathers signed the United States document, one of the most monumental one in history, and that is the Constitution of the United States of America. It was signed September 17th, 1787 by 39 of the 55 delegates at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. The document signed on 1787, which is the Constitution, okay, has established a framework for our government and the rights to freedom that we, the people, enjoy today. Now, they were trying to tell us to not enjoy our freedom by not purchasing online, to not order deliveries, to not put gas in our car because we need to go somewhere, to not be entertained and go have some break time and enjoy your family at a restaurant, to not travel when you work so hard to do what you love to do no projects, meaning your wife is probably going to kill you, no events, meaning you really can't go have a life, and to not back out because they're going to call you a
People are saying, hey, Maga is not going to join the blackout September the 16th through the 20th. They're not going to join the blackout September the 17th on Constitution Day. Okay, cool, no problem. Maga can pick up the labor for those days that we're not working and we're not spending. How about they up the ante and spend more to balance the economy out? How about they use their resources? How about they use their finances? How about they use everything that they have access to balance it out? Because I promise you, Maga is not going to fare over $500 billion the days that we're out.